so traumatized, it makes me wanna cry. You dumb motherfucker, I loved you, I loved you, I loved you.
Craigslist stories that should be wiped from our memory. Number 3, Michelle Wilkins. Warning, this is a really dark case. On March 18th, 2015, Michelle Wilkins, who was 7 months pregnant, responded to a Craigslist ad stating that they were selling baby clothes in Boulder County, Colorado. She arrived at Donnell Lane's home where they talked about her pregnancy, and a little later on, Donnell lured her down to her basement, claiming that is where the baby clothes were. On their way down, that is when Donnell attacked her.
Hit her over the head with a lava lamp, which broke in its thick glass. She took a piece of the lava lamp, Michelle in the neck with it, and as it was flirting from Michelle's neck, she choked her, pushed her down on the bed, held a pillow over her until she was unconscious, cut Aurora, the baby, out. Aurora by then was, and carried Aurora upstairs and laid her dead in the bathtub.
To everyone's shock, Michelle did survive this brutal attack, however, her baby did not. Donnell, with tears filling her eyes, was sentenced to 100 years in prison, and honestly, that is exactly what she deserves.
911, what's the location of the emergency?
Please help me!
Yes, what address do you need help?
I'm not on an address, I'm on the road, on Myers Road! He's trying to kill me!
Which road are you on?
Myers Road in Oregon City!
Okay, do you have an address? Listen.
Kathy Lee, come on, get a cop here now!
Okay, who's trying to kill you?
My husband! He's trying to take a truck!
Okay, what?
He's trying to kill me! Come on! He's trying to die!
And what kind of gun does he have? Ma'am? Ma'am? I've got... Ma'am, take a deep breath so I can understand you. Ma'am? I've already got help coming. I need you to tell me wire and what?
On Glenn. I'm on Glenn. Squire.
Just a minute.
I'm walking. He shot me.
Okay, you're on Squire at Glenview Court?
He shot me.
Okay, where did he shoot you?
In the chest.
In the chest?
He's over there.
Yo, man, this thing right here gonna mess y'all head up, bro. All since I heard this, my head been jacked up, man. So we gonna all sharing the feeling, man. This guy, it's a recording. He finna tell y'all how this lady went from this to this. And these pictures was taken at the same day, less than 24 hours apart.
So she was one of the first black women to be a cop. And all through the hood, man, we just... everybody knew her growing up, and we just never thought that, she would decide to, go that route. Real smart girl, I'm talking about real smart, real intelligent. Always can figure stuff out, whatever you came out of which she solved it, help you with it. She knew how to work on cars, she knew how to, do little stuff around the house, she knew how to cook, clean, like just knew everything. But now all her women's in her family, they was all, maids, did work around the houses of rich white peoples and stuff like that. But now, she said she didn't want to go that route. She wanted to be a cop. She wanted to have some power. She wanted to stand for something. And not that being a maid or something. It's just, you don't stand for nothing. But just in her mind, you young, you want to make a change. You want to be, so that's the way she felt. So she went out there and got that job, and it was good for her, she even got some little respect around the office. Now, I heard she had to bust a couple of them good old boys' heads, but eventually they learned to respect her. But now one night, she was out in a car with her partner. Now, all of a sudden, they get a call. Now, her partner, he responded to it, he driving, she in the passenger seat. So down there, get there, it's an old warehouse. An old warehouse abandoned. And supposedly there's some screams or something like that coming up out the warehouse. So they get there and they stand around and, they look around. And her partner ain't really want to go with her. But this lady here, she wasn't scared of nothing. I guess growing up in the ghetto just, you know, make it a little tougher than the average. But this is sad ending to this story. And this is what she looked like after they found her this night.
Spoke with him this morning. I accidentally bumped into him on the way to class, and I said I was sorry and have a good day. And then later I seen, you know, on social media that he passed away.
One sophomore told me that she was in the hallway when the shooting started, and her math teacher went and opened the door to see what all the commotion was about, and that's when he was shot. She says he is a beloved educator.
It was scary because I don't know, like so much emotions were going on, and I was shaky for a while. I don't know, I was scared.
You said this was your math teacher.
Yeah.
Being someone that you know and that you go to class with every day, what is going on right now mentally, emotionally?
I don't know. It's because I feel sad, and I don't. It's because he was a favorite. He was so chill.
Law enforcement says that all of the 9 victims who were injured during the shooting and taken to area hospitals, that everyone is going to survive. We're also told that the suspect, Gray, is currently being held at the Barrow County Jail.
It's just like, what's going on? And then I checked the family group chat, and then there's my sister saying that there's a shooting at Appalachia, and that's how I just was like, this isn't real, this can't be happening. And so I started asking other people if it was true that he had passed away, because I just wanted to know. I was in denial, you know, because you would never believe that somebody that you knew would pass away just like that.
Multiple emergency vehicles rushed to Appalachia High School, where an active shooter opened fire around 10:30 a.m. Wednesday.
I was scared, but like, it's okay, I'm good now. And like, it was just really, you never think that's gonna happen to you until it does, and then you're just scared. You don't know what to do.
Wednesday's mass shooting marked the 45th school shooting of 2024.
What this woman did still leaves locals speechless 65 years later. In the small town of Goobersville, Indiana, in the year 1957, a chilling incident unfolded. Karen Noodleman, a 16-year-old girl with a haunting past, resided in an insane asylum. Known for causing the tragic loss of her family members, she was deemed dangerous after a lobotomy gone wrong when she was just 13. One eerie night, during the routine morning roll count, Karen was nowhere to be found in her cell. Panic ensued as the asylum doctors discovered a hidden hole behind her Marilyn Monroe poster. The entire facility went on high alert, and the police were immediately notified. Concern for the safety of Karen's remaining family members grew, particularly her younger brother, who was living with their grandparents. Multiple attempts to reach out to her grandparents went unanswered, deepening the sense of unease among the asylum staff and law enforcement. With a sense of urgency, the authorities rushed to Karen's grandparents' home. They pounded on the front door, yelling, "Police!" Uncertain of what they would find inside, someone finally opened the door, but it wasn't who they expected.
Brother, you fucking nuts. Brother, what's he doing? What's he doing?
I wasn't in the fucking shot. You dickhead, I wasn't in the shot.
Move, man. You fucking dumb.
Look, put it on camera.
This happened this year. You're not even gonna believe this, bro. This girl, I think she just graduated college. Out of college, she was gonna be working at Microsoft soon.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right? So her life was looking hella good. She ends up taking a trip with one of her homegirls to Germany. So they go to Germany and they're just going out there, you know, just as tourists and just to see what's good with everything. This guy, random German dude that's out there, dude's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I know like everywhere out here, you know what I mean? Like if you guys want to see like a cool spot, and they're like, oh, okay, like let's go see what's good with it. He takes the girls to this like bridge, right? And they're just like kind of looking at the stuff, everything like that. While they're all just chilling, looking at the site, he tries to SA the girl, the 21-year-old, because it's her and her friend. Her friend's 22. Her homegirl is like grabbing the and like hitting him and trying to stop him and stuff. He's getting so frustrated of like, like she's not letting me do it. He throws both of these girls off the bridge, a 615-foot cliff, bro. Off of, and I'm telling you right now, bro, the craziest shit.
Disturbing footage shows Jeannie Wiley being allowed outside after being trapped in a dark room for over a decade.
Jeannie was a victim of severe abuse, neglect, and social isolation. When she was approximately 20 months old, her father began keeping her in a locked room. During this period, he almost always strapped her to a child's toilet or bound her in a crib with her arms and legs immobilized, forbade anyone from interacting with her, provided her with almost no stimulation of any kind, and left her severely malnourished. Clark Wiley, Jeannie's brutal dad, turned into a cruel psychopath after his mom was killed in a hit-and-run accident by a drunk driver. From that moment on, Wiley kept a private life and made sure the family house was always dark with the curtains closed and doors bolted shut. Irene Wiley, the mother of Jeannie, also lived in the disturbed house. She suffered with very bad cataracts and was controlled by Clark out of fear. The couple had 4 children, but only 2 barely survived. The first 2 died as babies, one alone in a cold garage and the other through birth complications. Jeannie was 13 years old when she was finally discovered by authorities. Her father, Clark Wiley, shot himself at 70 just before he was due in court for child abuse after getting arrested, leaving behind a note which simply read, "The world will never understand." At 18, Jeannie moved back into the house she was abused in with her mother.
She had her guts ripped out in the closet.
Meet Fidel Lopez, a 24-year-old Cuban mechanic. On September 20th, 2015, at 3:30 a.m., Fidel dialed 911 from his apartment in Sunrise, Florida, reporting that his girlfriend, Maria Nemeth, was unwell and unresponsive.
911, what is your emergency?
Hello? Fucking hurry up, man. My girlfriend's in the bathroom. She gonna breathe for me. I mean, like, oh my God, she's gonna die, man. Come on.
I can barely understand what's happening.
She was shrinking, and like, I don't know when she went to the bathroom, and when I went there, it was full of blood and everything, like, I don't know, man, she's not breathing. I mean, like, she's just gonna die, man. Come on, shut up. Bitch, over here right now, man. I don't know, I just smoke right here, man. I just smoke right here, and
Let's tell him the address on it so we can get her some milk.
Now, when you called 911, was she still breathing?
No, man, she wasn't.
She wasn't breathing.
She wasn't. I was trying to give her CPR, man. I remember I was kissing her and put some air in her stomach. Was like up and down, man. And she wasn't breathing. I don't know when somebody is dead or not because I've never seen the body before.
Okay. You said when you first went into the bathroom and you saw her, she was breathing.
She was breathing. She was conscious. All right. She was like, and that's what I called 911.
And where was she in the bathroom again?
She was like in the toilet, between the toilet and the shower.
Okay. Is it a shower or a bathtub?
Yeah, a bath.
So it's not just
like a jacuzzi.
Okay,
you know.
so it's not just a stand-up shower.
No,
if you want to
no.
take a bath, you can take a bath in it.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know how to say that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Like was she in the tub?
No, I was trying to put her there, but I couldn't lift her up. Man, I was strong, and I don't want her to hit her head or hit something or something. You know?
Right, sure.
You know. And but the last thing I do is just put some cold water on her face. I open the shower.
Okay.
I put some cold water on her face to see if she reacts. And I'll start, hey, baby, you okay? Baby, you okay? I start screaming like a motherfucker and nobody here. You know? I don't know. Neighbors might be hear me scream.
Okay.
I was screaming for help.
Right. Is that what you were screaming as help?
Yeah.
The man behind me is the real-life human Dracula. His name is Tsutomu Miyazaki. He was born with a deformity that fused his wrist with his hands, so he was bullied a ton growing up. Then one day, later on in adulthood in 1988, something snapped in him. He started abducting little children, specifically little girls, and engaging in necrophilia. He would strangle his victims to death and then engage with their corpse. He would even go as far as removing some of their body parts like their hands and feet and even their teeth. One way that made him also very similar to Jeffrey Dahmer, he would pose these bodies in different ways and photograph them. On one of his last instances before he got caught, he drank the blood of a little girl. And then right after that, he ate her hand. One day he was at the playground trying to take pictures of more little kids, and the father intervened and stopped him. So Mr. Dracula behind me fled on foot, naked, and was caught by the cops later on. That's when they discovered his disturbing collection of photos and body parts inside of his apartment. However, he blamed it on his alter ego named the Rat Man. They were not playing any games with this guy. They immediately sentenced him to death. The government hung him on June 17th of 2008. Let me know what you guys think about the Rat Man or Dracula in the comment section below. And as always, these videos are for informational purposes only.
This is the most unsettling and eerie video you will ever watch. What I'm about to show you is the most realistically colored and stabilized version of Jack Talasio's extremely eerie 9/11 footage. It was taken at the base of the South Tower in the Austin J. Tobin Plaza. And a version of Billy Joel's She's Always a Woman is playing in the background. There's something about this video that makes it extremely unsettling, and you will pick up on it very easily. There's just so much chaos and destruction, and somehow it seems peaceful.
Hey, look, it's Cassie.
Hey, look, I don't know.
Hello, Cassie. I'm getting you on tape, okay? Say hi, please. Hi. Okay, see ya. Just killed Cassie. We just left her house. This is not a fucking joke.
I'm shaking.
I stabbed her in the throat, and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie. Oh, fuck. That felt like it wasn't real. I mean, it went by so fast.
Shut the fuck up. We gotta get our act straight.
It's okay. Okay, let's buy movie tickets now.
Okay.
Come on. Goodbye.
No.
Goodbye.
They took this picture. They noticed this one woman who was standing out. Her face was tilted in a most odd way, creeping everybody who saw it out. We all know that normal people do not take pictures like this at all. She almost looked possessed in this photo. But then people noticed, oh, somebody just edited out the picture and made it look that creepy. Well, here's the normal photo. Believe it or not, majority of the people who seen this photo still was creeped out by the normal looking photo, because if you look deeper into her eyes, if you just look deeper and deeper into her, she just still looks creepy.
This is one of the most terrifying true crime cases I've ever heard of. The scariest part of it all is this could be anyone that you know. Your dad, your husband, your friend, a relative, anybody. Before we proceed, please know that there is some disturbing content within this video. This all took place in the Channel Island of Jersey in 1957. A 29-year-old nurse was waiting for a bus station minding her own business when a man comes up behind her with this mask and attacks her. She was dragged into a field and SA'd. She was severely injured and was left with incredible amounts of wounds that needed incredible amounts of stitches. The following year, a 20-year-old woman was also assaulted and attacked and brutally raped. This soon became a pattern, and all of the victims claimed that this man would always smell musty and would always have a face covering or some type of mask. In 1960, a small 12-year-old boy was asleep peacefully in his bed when he was awoken by this man who climbed through his bedroom window. The boy had a rope placed around his neck and was pulled outside and assaulted. As several more cases went on, this guy's name was called the Beast of Jersey. The photo behind me is a mannequin as to what he would appear to be wearing most of the time he would be doing these attacks. And I'm sorry, this is terrifying. It's giving me Leatherface vibes all the way. And I really can't believe that I don't hear more about this true crime case. The man's name was Edward John Lewis Paisnell. He was a 46-year-old man. He was actually married with a daughter and 2 stepchildren. His wife, Joan, actually had a foster home, and that is how she met him. And the kids actually knew him as Uncle Ted. He actually dressed up as Santa Claus every year and would give them sweets and treats and gifts, which is so fucking scary, guys, okay? In November of 1971, it took only 38 minutes for a guilty verdict to be reached on his trial. And he was also taken away to await his sentencing. He stood in the same court 2 weeks later and was sent to prison for 30 years. He was actually released from prison in 1991 for being a model prisoner. He ended up returning to Jersey very briefly, where the Islanders remember his reign of terror, but he then died of a heart attack a couple years later. This is one of the scariest true crime cases I've ever heard of, and wow, those masks and outfits he used, just insane. There's a lot more to this story. You can look it up. I kind of summed it up for you guys, but I just had to share this. This was wild. Follow for all things horror.
Just when I thought I heard about all the worst cults in history, this one had to come and blow them out of the water. This is Colonia Dignidad. They were a German torture cult hiding out in the Chilean wilderness after World War II, aka Yahtzees. And to show you how terrible they were, let me tell you a story. Now, as a quick reminder, if you want more info, you can check out the podcast. The leader of this cult was a known child abuser, and he wanted more Chilean boys to be brought to him. So he started a hospital in the community and used it as a trafficking system to get more children. One day, a young Chilean boy choked and was rushed to the hospital. And right when he got there, a nurse scooped him up, brought him to a room, and saved his life. But later that day, his sister arrived and asked a nurse when she could pick him up to take him home. And the nurse responded that they needed to monitor him for a few more days, which is pretty suspect in a choking case. So a few days later, she comes back and she's like, okay, can I get my brother? And the nurse tells her that he's not there anymore. And this is because the hospital had lawyers on staff that were drafting up adoption paperwork when young boys would come in. The cult was able to legally adopt boys in the community without the parents' consent, and the parents had not enough money to do anything about it. There are so many more stories about this place, and I had never heard of it before, so make sure you check out this week's episode for more info.
That was your son. Why didn't you call the cops to begin with? I didn't know. I know my son was a coward. You don't think I don't know?
Which one do you think is the worst?
You don't think I'm carrying all that with me? You don't think I don't know? I know. And I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I want all these people out here, and it's my son.
Really bad news, your wife passed away. Clearly, they think Sydney did this. Alice, too. She's going to jail forever.
I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, you do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? 9 months? Nothing was crying. Let's see. Have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail? Nothing was crying.